So I just finished Drive to Survive, and outside of Gunther Steiner being on the show and just scratching the back of my brain in a way that nobody else can, I was kind of feeling like I may have found the motorsport equivalent of Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I don't know if that's just me though. I'm Alex, AlexMartini with 2 underscores on Instagram, and today we're talking about Drive to Survive. If you guys don't know, Drive to Survive is a Formula One, like exaggerated, kind of sort of hyper-realistic look at Formula One, which is a fantastic racing motorsport to watch and be a part of. It's very rich, it's very expensive. I don't think I'll ever be able to get a ticket to go, but I do dream of one day watching a Formula One race. So the closest thing I got to it is Netflix's Drive to Survive. And so if you are a Formula One person, maybe some of this will apply to you. If you're not, I'd highly recommend at least checking out the show because it is a very interesting show. Fun fact, don't sit on your wallet, by the way, it's bad for you. The only problem is sometimes you forget where you actually put it or you leave it somewhere that you shouldn't. Bathroom stall, I do that literally all the time. I actually did it when I was in Japan. So when Ekster reached out to me and told they had one of those fancy dancy wallets with RFID protection, you could get something with a tracking device that you could actually put onto it and a quick card access. I was like, I kind of want one. That sounds like fun. So I actually snagged one. I snagged the blue one, and then it's got the card area on the front. I got the cards on the inside. Boom, check that stuff out. Not showing you my credit card number. And it comes with a bunch of different colors. And they have carbon fiber ones too, but that one really isn't for me. I prefer the sleek little look. You know what I'm saying? The tracker card though needs 3 hours of solar charge, and it can last like 2 months. It can be placed literally anywhere, and it's probably the best thing ever if you don't run air tags everywhere. So if you're like me and you lose your wallet pretty much everywhere you go, it's actually really nice to have. And for the same price, you can actually go into the description and you can check out where you can get 25% off from now until the middle of April. So thank you to Ekster for sponsoring this video with a cool ass product that actually works proper. And also the cards don't spill out when you do this. Now, let's acknowledge the super duper obvious, because I do want to talk about why I feel like Drive to Survive is almost going down the same path as Fast and the Furious. Bear with me on how I put those two things together. First off, Drive to Survive is a TV show. I think they labeled it as a documentary for a period of time, but it is not a documentary. A documentary would have all the information about every race. It would objectively speak facts. It's the equivalent of the motorsport Bill Nye the Science Guy, which I don't think anyone is actually going to watch. That would be a documentary. This is not that. This show needs to keep everyone from 13 to 40-year-olds like entertained and connected to the show, which means every 4 to 5 seconds they have to add something to catch somebody's attention, and they have to do that for 10 episodes, which is a lot of work. Okay, I get it. It's a reality TV show. So anybody that says Drive to Survive is a documentary, I hate to tell this to you, but it's not. There's no way. The drama in season 5 though, like, peaked. It hit new heights. It was the most exaggerated thing I think I've ever seen since Tyson was flying in space with Ludacris in Fast and the Furious. Max Verstappen, the Red Bull Formula One driver, said, because the series is all about excitement, they position you and whatever fits the episode. So for me, that never works. You're interviewed, and then they use the words also under different circumstances, so it never really fits. Which, by the way, Max Verstappen actually boycotted being involved in Drive to Survive after season 1 when they painted him as this like hothead, arrogant, mean person. And he wasn't planning on coming back until after season 4, to which he finally agreed to doing a couple very, very short interviews for Drive to Survive season 5, which is why you barely hear from him. Another really good example was Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz. These are 2 drivers that were underneath McLaren at one time, and Drive to Survive, they did something a little sleazy. They did something, I would say, I feel like it should almost be illegal, because when you're making a show that's talking about an experience, you're talking about an event, and you start kind of pitching it as a documentary, you can't swap audio between 2 different points of time to tell a story that doesn't exist. And that's exactly what they did with Lando Norris and Carlos Sainz. They literally took Lando Norris's voice, put it over something Carlos Sainz did at another race to falsify a rivalry. And a lot of people believe that. A lot of people believe that Lando and Carlos had beef because Drive to Survive said that they had beef. And it's getting like more and more apparent that they're adding in these like fake little stories that just aren't true. You know, I love Drive to Survive, and I think most people do. It's like, it's legitimately fun to watch, and there should be something stated about the fact that it's gone on for 5 seasons. The fly on the wall feeling is really cool. I enjoy it a ton, and I can turn it on and I can watch the whole thing. I think the problem with it though, the but of this argument, is that if you like Drive to Survive and you use it as a base to found like your opinion and facts, especially after season 5, I feel like you're gonna start looking like an idiot because it's only 10% of the truth, and the production crew is continuing to get more exaggerated as time goes on. We started the first Fast and the Furious by robbing VHS tapes and boob tubes out of a semi-truck with Honda Civics, and we ended with a Fiero in space, and they didn't even die. What is that? Now we're starting Drive to Survive off with a documentary about racing, and now the season 5 is talking about how incredible Carlos Sainz is as a family member, because what really happened was Max Verstappen's mom accused him of cheating in last year after he didn't give up a position to Max Verstappen in a race. And so Formula One wanted to make sure Carlos Sainz was painted as a pretty boy in the Drive to Survive series, and that's why you have a whole episode about his family. It's weird. It's manipulative, okay? Carlos Sainz did have a heyday section about his family. Mom, this is like a whole thing, okay? I don't want to like go into whether it was true or not, but should that have been talked about? The whole Carlos Sainz, Max Verstappen's mom getting mad. If you guys know this story, you know what I'm talking about. Should they have talked about it in this season? I feel like they should have. It's probably a thing to talk about. But should they have only shown him as like a perfect parent? Probably not, because it's only telling half the story, right? So I feel like it's becoming a little bit fake. I feel like Drive to Survive is getting a little odd out there, and it'd be really cool to have longer episodes. Every single time we get this like hint of hope that there's attention coming back to the motorsport scene, it seems to get immediately overtaken by media and drama. It immediately goes into, you know, how can we capture as many people as humanly possible, even if they're not motorsport fans? And the people that are motorsport fans don't want to see all of the dramatic fake stuff. They want to see a good show about Formula One. They just want to see something that gives them perspective that they haven't seen before. And every single time Hollywood gets their little dirty, greedy bitch hands onto a cool concept, it seems to last like a few years until it gets ruined. So you guys will have to let me know if you think it's becoming fake or if I am just being an antsy pants because I just finished watching season 5. I'm Alex, AlexMartini with 2 underscores on Instagram. Thank you so much for watching. And we're in March Martini Madness, where we've been posting every single day, Monday through Friday. And it is a lot of work. So if you're still here, please subscribe and drop a comment. It would mean a lot. I'm Alex. We will see you later. Adios. Goodbye.